Enter the seemingly serene world of Buckingham Palace, where a tapestry of tradition and secrecy protects the royals from the outside world. But beneath the polished veneer lies a ticking time bomb, a revelation powerful enough to shake the monarchy to its core. Before the groundbreaking announcement, journey into the depths of the palace's history and its hidden shadows. Before we go deeper into what this really means for the royal family, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single update. In the hallowed halls of Buckingham Palace, time appears to stand still. Every ornate archway and grand staircase whispers tales of a bygone era, echoing with ceremonies carried down through generations. Majestic portraits line the corridors, each frame encasing a piece of the monarchy's soul, faces frozen in regal poise amid an unyielding world. Gleaming silverware adorns long tables during state banquets, immortalizing the rituals that define the palace's existence. This fortress of legacy, steeped in age-old traditions, stands as both a refuge and a gilded cage for its inhabitants. Yet beyond the public's gaze lies a complexity far deeper than the eye can see, a dichotomy poised for disruption. From within this bastion of lineage came Princess Charlotte. Her birth was heralded with jubilant fanfare, a beacon for the monarchy's future. The world watched as she entered the world, her innocent face imbued with the weight of expectation. To the public, she represented hope, a seamless continuation of the royal line. But beneath her cradle's lace, the threads of destiny were already woven with nuances unknown to the crowds. Charlotte's journey was just beginning, her path both predetermined and fraught with unseen shadows. But within this apparent harmony simmered a secret, stifled by layers of decorum and sworn silences. Among the clipped whispers of the palace staff, hints of an ominous truth began to take shape. Royal insiders, in corridors cloaked with discretion, spoke of unsettling rumors, words that hinted at potential fractures in Charlotte's heritage, threatening to ripple through the royal lineage. The notion was enough to stir the air within the palace's splendid isolation, a potent undercurrent challenging its outward grace. To the world, the royals were untouchable icons of elegance and virtue. Their lives appeared to be stained glass windows, glowing with perfection under the light of public adoration. Yet behind the enchanting fade, a more tumultuous reality persisted. Within the gilded cocoon, there were untold stories of strife, duty, and heartache obscured by duty's shadow. The divide between public image and private lives was as vast as the grand entrances leading onto the palace lawns, mirrored but impenetrable. Coroners of power, the consuming sacrifices demanded by their roles, threatened to unravel bonds even blood could not secure. The stage was thus set for an impending announcement from the palace, an unveiling with the potential to redefine decades, possibly centuries of tradition. What looms on the horizon promises to challenge the very essence of royal identity, weaving unease into the grandeur of monarchy, yet tethered by duty's unyielding grasp. Like thunderclouds gathered from afar, the notion of explosive revelation charged the air with anticipation. An era's threshold awaits, filled with questions murmured quietly yet profoundly into the silence of awaiting. As whispers of unease echo through the grand halls of Buckingham Palace, an announcement looms that promises to unravel its very foundations. Just moments ago, a staggering press release from Buckingham Palace echoed across the globe, unveiling a monumental truth with the power to rewrite the royal family's history. The kingdom indeed, the world is holding its breath, waiting to comprehend the full impact of this shocking revelation concerning young Princess Charlotte. The silence that followed was palpable, as if time itself had momentarily frozen. Within seconds, news anchors and social media platforms crackled to life, frenzied and relentless, with their headlines blaring the unbelievable news across continents. A tempest of words and speculation surged forward, as analysts, pundits, and common folk alike struggled to piece together what had been obscured in the shadows for so long. Whether in awe, disbelief, or raw curiosity, the world leaned in closer, each individual opinion swirling into a collective storm of incredulity and fascination. The Bombshell dinner results could scarcely be grasped by a stunned public. They suggested a tale so beguiling it seemed both fiction and prophecy. Was Princess Charlotte, beloved symbol of a new age, bound by blood that wasn't her own? The results hinted at a lineage tangled and altered, roots spread in foreign soils that threatened to unweave the tapestry of royal succession. Each revelation unfolded like a chapter of an ancient legend. Secrets buried beneath a veneer of stately tradition now laid bare, raw and unrelenting. Questions like an unending tide battered against the gates of Buckingham Palace. What legacy was truly hers to claim? What shadows of the past had trespassed on her present, refusing to be banished or forgotten? Within the palace walls, the corridors reverberated with the echoes of disbelief and betrayal. A storm of emotional upheaval swept through the family, each member confronting their own array of clashing sentiments. Some faces showed the strain of keeping composure, while others reflected the turmoil of a world turned upside down. Whispers of doubt and denial intertwined with the raw burn of betrayal. How does one reconcile a lifetime of unquestioned beliefs with a single piece of paper that shatters them all? Eyes that had always seen but never questioned now gazed upon one another, searching for answers that had no easy words. Behind closed doors, the turbulence was personal and piercing, the bonds of loyalty both stretched and tested, threatening to unravel at the seams. Public trust took its turn on the scaffold, swaying precariously under the weight of disbelief. As figures of venerated tradition, the royal family had long stood an immortal idol in a rapidly changing world. Yet now that enduring trust seemed fragile, perhaps even shattered beyond repair. Among the subjects, once steadfast faith wavered, replaced by a gnawing skepticism as scrutiny bore down upon the monarchy. Questions lingered mercilessly in the air. Was this the start of a ruthless unraveling, a call for reformation, or merely attempt in a teacup of symbolic reverence? The implications extended far beyond the lineage of Princess Charlotte. They struck at the very heart of the throne itself. Succession, that hallowed and intricate dance of politics and heritage, hung perilously in the balance. The legitimacy of the royal lineage was a puzzle missing its center. Is history to be rewritten or merely reinterpreted? The delicate equilibrium of power now precariously shifted. In the corridors of influence, decisions teetered on the edge of duty and tradition, as political machinations stirred intensely. It was a crucible where personal dilemmas intertwined with public duty. An enduring question loomed. Could the monarchy adapt and emerge unscathed? Or would they topple, consumed by the weight of their own secrets? Beneath the surface, tension simmered as the potential for internal conflict grew ever sharper. Loyalties, once unwavering, now flickered unsteadily as whispered machinations threatened to spill into open defiance. In this new climate, foes could become allies, and allies could turn to foes, for each heart bore the brand of this revelation differently. With alliances and trusts shattered or tested, it became a landscape fraught with peril, trepidation, and endless possibilities. The kingdom stood on the precipice of chaos, a court poised for tumultuous change stirred to life by truths once buried. As the revelation's dust begins to settle, a tide of uncertainty and chaos rises, threatening to engulf everything in its path. In the dim recesses of history where light barely glimmers, the royal family tree looms like an ancient, twisted oak. Its roots sink deep into the past, absorbing the mysteries and shadows that have lingered for centuries. Among its branches lie stories of disputed claims and whispered secrets, obscured by time yet never fully erased. Princess Charlotte, heir apparent, stands on the precipice of this bewildering lineage, her destiny shaped by characters of old whose stories were far from sacrosanct. The monarchy's past unfolds like a tapestry woven with uncertainty, a place where blood ties are both blessing and curse, binding them not just to privilege but also to the lingering specters of ancestral mistakes. Emerging from the mists of time, tales of past royal scandals linger like unsolved enigmas, their echoes reverberating through the halls of Buckingham Palace. The controversy over royal legitimacy is a familiar song, an anthem of secret alliances and whispered love affairs that stretch back across the ages. Kings and queens, dukes and duchesses all have been players in this drama. The audience might recall the infamous War of the Roses or the whispers surrounding Edward VIII's abdication, where love shook the foundations of a crown. Yet, what of those tales still buried beneath layers of decorum and duty? Were they of innocuous nature, or something more sinister, a revelation waiting to rupture the carefully constructed fade of royal purity? The monarchy stands fortified by the law of bloodlines, their nobility and ascendancy inscribed in their very DNA. This lineage forms the backbone of their claim, a weighty expectation handed down, heavier than any crown of gold. It is a demand for continuity, a prison of lineage even kings and queens find themselves trapped within. The purity of their blood, a constant source of scrutiny, compels them to maintain a veneer that brooks no blemish. Yet, within this genealogy lies a matrix of emotional scars bequeathed by forebears whose reputations were as murky as an English midnight. The mournful shadow of Richard III, forever defamed, or the indomitable but equally infamous Henry VIII, whose marital exploits left an indelible mark on the course of English history, all are shadows on the fabric from which Charlotte is cut. Their legacies, fraught with the tension of passion and power, offer a cautionary tale of how the pursuit of personal desires can leave a heavy burden for their progeny to carry. As the winds of time shift, old rumors blow across the thresholds of the palace like an unwelcome guest. Whispers of intrigue unwaveringly cling to those whose lives are lived in the public eye, suggesting that the sins of the ancestors might yet intercept the path of the present royals. Each whisper, a story half told, suggests scandal buried within vaults of forgetfulness, threatening to unravel if ever brought to light. Might these murmurs be warnings more than mere tales of old? Unseen hands have forever tugged at the strands of this family saga. Individuals with motivations obscured and intentions unclear continue to exert influence from behind the curtains, weaving destinies according to their whims. Could there still be puppeteers lurking, orchestrating outcomes for personal gain, turning the lives of royal family members into their grand, undisturbed fantasy? As the stories of ancient ancestors weave through Charlotte's narrative, a tangled web of fate and fortune waits to ensnare its prey. Behind the opulent doors of Buckingham Palace, a storm brews. The bombshell ignites turmoil within the royal family, laying bare rifts that threaten to tear them apart. Everything they thought they knew about lineage and legacy is thrown into question, leading to a cascade of heartfelt confessions. In private, whispers give way to anguished laments as key figures express feelings of loss and betrayal. The once unshakable foundation of royal heritage now feels like shifting sand beneath their feet, eroding in the face of an unimaginable truth. The revelation cuts through the palace halls like a double-edged sword, leaving those inside gasping for certainty. A daughter feels she has been robbed of her heritage. A father grieves the illusion of a bloodline that may not be his. Each confession, set in the rich tapestries of their shared history, ripples with intense pathos, transforming their pain into a somber echo that reverberates throughout the kingdom. Emotional confrontations ensue, the air thick with tension as family meetings become battlegrounds. Harsh words spill forth, unrestrained and raw, as accusations fly and defenses crumble. Once tender affections are stripped to their core, revealing raw nerves jittering beneath polished veneers. Heated arguments stretch the palace corridors into fault lines, each clash as fierce as a tempest. A son challenges the validity of his legacy. A sister questions the narrative of her own life. It is as if Pandora's box has been thrown open, releasing not only grief and fury, but also bitter competition and doubt. These confrontations reveal wounds deep as trenches, and just as hard to mend, each tearing the fragile fabric of family bonds a little further with every sharp exchange. Amidst the chaos, the weight of a decision heavier than any crown rests upon the Queen's shoulders. She stands at a crossroads, a monarch burdened by the impossible choice between duty, tradition, and maternal love. Her heart, pulled by loyalties old and new, balances precariously against a kingdom's expectations. To protect her family means to potentially betray the traditions she has sworn to uphold, traditions that have been the stalwart pillars of her reign. Every silent moment spent in council with herself is a lifetime. Every whispered word of advice from her closest confidants is met with tumultuous uncertainty. She is torn between the crown and the cradle, contemplating a choice that promises to shape not just a family but a nation. The strain between brothers becomes a focus, each glance and gesture laden with an unspoken history now marred by doubt. The revelation is a wedge, driving deeper the existing gap between them. Once allies standing shoulder to shoulder in the echoing halls of power, they now find themselves on opposing sides of an increasingly treacherous chasm. Resentment simmers beneath the surface as loyalty and rivalry intertwine, forging a battle that is as internal as it is external. Every conversation veers dangerously close to an eruption. every silence a standoff steeped in potentially irreparable damage. Faced with such uproar, the royals adopt varying strategies to survive. Some retreat into themselves, hoping to ride out the storm through denial or distraction, while others take bold stances, seeking to redefine their roles in a bid for control amidst chaos. The clash of fight or flight courses through their veins, igniting actions that reflect both the noblest and basest human instincts. Some steel themselves for the fray, determined to fight for a future they can shape. Others turn their backs, seeking an escape from a past they now struggle to comprehend. Amongst these tactics lies a question that looms larger than any crown: the decision to unify or divide. In the end, the family faces an ultimatum: to bind their wounds and stand together, or fracture irreparably under the relentless pressure that threatens to extinguish the very essence of their shared legacy. Each heart beats with the hope of unity but fears the inevitability of division. Their decision will either fortify their shared identity or dissolve it into the annals of history, written as a tale of pride surrendered to the jaws of discord. As family ties fray and unravel, external forces prepare to exploit this new vulnerability. The monarchy stands at the brink of unprecedented scrutiny, as whispers turn to outrage and political forces ready their charges. Life for the royal family becomes a perilous tightrope walk, as allies turn traitors, and adversaries smell blood in the water. The very institution of the monarchy is under siege. Will it withstand the onslaught or crumble under the pressure? In the heart of the kingdom, the streets once echoing with songs of loyalty now resound with shouts for transparency and truth. The public, with eyes peeled wide open, demands answers from their sovereign rulers. They demand accountability as never before, emboldened by a newfound courage to question centuries-old traditions. The whispers that once tiptoed through corridors of power have broken into full-throated roars, waving banners of discontent that penetrate the ceilings of marble and gold. The royal family, with their centuries-old legacy on the line, teeters on the brink of a chasm, the people's voice threatening to pull them under. Amidst this outcry, the political vultures circle, seizing their moment as if scripted by an unseen hand. Calculated maneuvers unfold with chilling precision, each one crafted to exploit the monarchy's vulnerabilities. Rivals and adversaries long relegated to the wings now step forth bold, brazen, and without hesitation, eyes glinting with ambition. They seek to rewrite the rules, turning the very foundation of the realm on its head. Sharp minds sharpen their blades, not with guileless steel but with legislation, prospecting through policy for the royal Achilles heel. Every whisper in the halls of Parliament carries the weight of betrayal, echoing the ancient dance of power and fragility. Yet it is the media that adds gasoline to the flaming spectacle, spinning tales that grip the nation's imagination. In newsrooms and press conferences, reporters sculpt narratives that blur lines between fiction and reality. The truth weaves between sensational headlines, leaving the royal family shadowed by uncertainty, every move scrutinized by an unblinking public eye. As stories of scandal and subterfuge saturate the airwaves, the very legitimacy of royal power questions itself, reflected in the fevered reports and tantalizing exclusives that pour forth from every outlet, each more damning than the last. Within the palace walls, the air crackles with tension, as pressing questions loom: who remains true, and who bides their time with ulterior motive. Amidst echoes of ancient loyalty, hidden foes emerge, masked behind courteous smiles and deceitful nods. The royal family must discern friend from foe in a tangled web of allegiance. Trusted guards, once unwavering in duty, now watch with calculating eyes. Meanwhile, loyal allies, a stalwart few, stand resolute, bolstered by a tale spinner's hope, their voices a quiet symphony amidst the growing storm. Beyond the kingdom's borders, foreign allies gaze with measured concern, appraising the storm with eyes both skeptical and curious. Diplomatic relations tremble, threads of trust fraying as friends question the integrity of their bonds. As the once unshakable monarchy faces these challenges, faint whispers pass through international halls of opportunities to recalibrate alliances, to mold new worlds from the old. For the royal family, the urgency burns with the heat of 1,000 suns. They must act, reclaim the trust that slips like sand through fingers. There's little time for second chances as they navigate these choppy waters, their moves swift, deliberate, and urgent, the weight of history on their shoulders. They must fortify their defenses, unveil the truth, and earnestly appeal to the hearts of their people. Amidst external threats, an unexpected opportunity emerges, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos. In the wake of chaos, where whispers of ruin lingered like ghosts in the corridors of the palace, a surprising figure surfaced from the shadows, an unexpected ally whose presence promised a change none dared hope for. This ally, neither noble by birth nor traditional by nature, emerged from among those who had once watched silently from the edges, a group defying expectations with its fresh perspectives and innovative ideas. Their sudden arrival was hardly conventional, but therein lay their strength. Like a beacon breaking through the gloom, they offered the wisdom of clear-eyed vision without the burdens of the past. Their presence alone, bold and unwavering, promised renewal. The strategies proposed were daringly innovative, each one woven with the threads of sanity and sagacity, ready to address the most immediate threat, the insatiable gaze of the media and a public hungry for drama. The allies suggested unveiling new narratives, stories that breathed life into the royal image not as relics of grandeur, but as evolving paragons of integrity and modernity. Ideas flowed like a swift river, each one daring and unpredictable, tapping into the heart of what the people longed to see: transparency, resilience, and unity. With each suggestion, hope flickered like a candle barely shielding its flame against the wind. Within the hallowed halls, a profound change began to stir as tender steps of reconciliation echoed softly between family members long estranged by suspicion and silence. What had once seemed impossible, the healing of old wounds, began to take shape in hesitant but heartfelt dialogues. Pieces of trust, shattered by years of mistrust, slowly fit together, molding a fragile mosaic of forgiveness and understanding. Past grievances found expression, giving way to tentative hugs and unspoken gratitude, and for the first time in many months, the laughter of children could be heard, ringing like a song of hope through the ancient stone walls. Beyond the castle walls, a bold venture into public outreach began, a campaign not just of promises, but of heartfelt connection. The royals appeared across screens and bustling squares, not as distant figures but as approachable leaders engaging in conversations about responsibility and progress. This new chapter sought to reconcile the monarchy with a world it had seemed to diverge from, promoting ideals of solidarity and understanding. Their candid dialogue seeped into the consciousness of the people, weaving a delicate thread of trust that slowly but steadily fortified the bond once thought irreparably broken. Diplomacy, a delicate dance requiring precision and grace, took on a renewed vigor. Foreign and domestic relationships, stretched and strained to their breaking points, were revisited with humility and hopefulness. Overtures were made, concessions discussed, infusing new life into alliances teetering on the brink of collapse. Each handshake, a silent pact of renewal, signaled the royal family's commitment to mending fractures, a pledge underscored by the murmurings of unity whispered behind closed doors. Yet, despite this tide of progress, peace remained elusive porcelain in its fragility, shimmering with the threat of fractures at any moment. The tensions of old simmered beneath the fade of tranquility, a reminder that this newfound calm was but a momentary reprieve. Each step forward seemed shadowed by the fear of regression. As trust was painstakingly rebuilt, one impassioned breath at a time, the past lurked like a specter, its echoes an ever-present reminder of the tenuousness of their ascent. Therein lay the heart of their challenge, balancing on hope's edge, an unsteady gate towards redemption's promise. As they try to embrace second chances, a shadow of uncertainty still looms, challenging the resolve of all involved. Embark on a poignant journey as the royal family acknowledges past mistakes to forge a new path forward. The road to redemption is fraught with obstacles, yet it offers the promise of renewed strength and purpose. Will they emerge unfettered, transforming adversity into a legacy of resilience and change? It began with deep, soul-searching introspection that rippled through the palace halls like an unstoppable tidal wave. The royal family, once cushioned by centuries of tradition and privilege, now found themselves entwined in a compelling struggle to honestly confront their ghosts. Each figure within the lineage wrestled with the unsettling shadows of their actions, the whispers of former glory now a distant memory. They dove into the murky depths of their own hearts, understanding that true growth demanded acknowledgement of past missteps. The burden was heavy, Yet amid this formidable challenge, seeds of transformation began to sprout. From those seeds sprung a resolute commitment to change, a solemn vow binding their honor to the hopes of the nation. Public declarations of transparency became their new mantra, a beacon lighting the path toward an untarnished future. Clarity emerged from chaos as they meticulously mapped strategies to avert the tumults of the past from ever revisiting the crown. These commitments were not mere words, but a courageous undertaking to fortify the monarchy against the throes of downfall. Every promise, evocative of ancient oaths, reverberated through the kingdom, infusing the air with renewed hope. This dedication was not without its challenges. It called upon the family to bridge the chasms between them and the subjects they were sworn to serve. The most vital endeavor lay in sculpting new links with the heartbeat of the nation, the people themselves. What unfolded was a journey into community engagement, where the royal mantle descended from its lofty echelons to embrace the voices of the common folk. As the monarchy learned to listen, what began as whispers of discord transformed into harmonious dialogues. They shook hands, not with condescension, but as equals, planting trust that took root in the fertile soil of unity. Yet within this promise of unity lurked the specter of lineage, a question begging resolution. The enigma surrounding Princess Charlotte's lineage loomed like a stormy sky, casting shadows on their reformation. The royal family, bearing centuries of heritage on their shoulders, crafted a response as intricate as lacework, delicate yet purposefully clear. Their approach was steeped in diplomacy and grace, aimed at quelling doubts without unraveling more than the truth could bear. In doing so, they navigated the treacherous waters of speculation with poise, reaffirming their place not only in history, but in the hearts of their people. Tradition, the stalwart companion of the throne, found itself challenged and invigorated. The royals embarked on a brave venture of reimagining their practices, crafting new traditions that embraced contemporary values while honoring their roots. Ceremonies evolved, now vibrant celebrations of modernity woven with threads of the past. This was not a mere cosmetic revival, it was a renaissance, a phoenix arising with plumage as vivid as its storied lineage. Each act of renewal sang with the echo of innovation, heralding a monarchy transformed, not forsaken. Thus, from the depths of controversy, the monarchy emerged, unbroken but reborn. The phoenix ascended skyward, its rebirth a testament to the indomitable spirit of a family that dared to dream anew. With eyes firmly set on the horizon, they moved forward bound by ties of blood and vision alike, forever changed by the trials they had overcome. The kingdom held its breath, awakening to the dawn of new beginnings as the figures of royal blood marched onward, their feet treading the path of destiny refreshed by the embers of yesterday's ashes. As the family lays the groundwork for a brighter future, a lingering question remains: what does this mean for Princess Charlotte herself? In the eye of the storm stands Princess Charlotte, the silent fulcrum of a revolution in royal identity. Within the storied walls of the palace, where history records both grandeur and shadows, she bears the mantle of both privilege and expectation. Her unique position, an heir to legacies both admired and tarnished, is as much a gift as a gauntlet. The whispers of past scandals echo, casting shadows long and deep, yet Charlotte stands resolute, undeterred by the specters of yesterday. Inheriting a kingdom of contradictions, she emerges from the scandal's ashes not with frailty, but a formidable grace that hints at the steel within. It is here, amidst these trials, that she begins to sow the seeds of what could be a future unshackled by precedent. As the murmurs of the past fall silent, Charlotte's future influence begins to flicker with possibilities both dazzling and daunting. There is an undeniable weight to her name, a weight that bears the promise of reshaping the very edifices of monarchy. Her vision promises not just a continuation of regal duties, but a transformation melding history with the heartbeat of contemporary society. She stands on the cusp, a bridge between the conventional and the daringly new. Several can only speculate, but all cannot help but imagine a future where her role is not confined by the gilded walls of tradition, but stretches to touch people's lives in unexpected, earnest ways. Her voice, once a gentle whisper, now emerges with clarity and conviction, capturing the essence of a new generation. Charlotte's vision is vivid, molded by mentors and experiences that teach wisdom beyond her years. Influences press in from all sides: family, tradition, and the hungry eyes of a global audience weaving themselves into the fabric of her everyday life. Here, she finds the raw materials of her voice, shaping it not to echo, but to resonate, not just within the confines of the crown but far across the kingdom and beyond. Her vision inspires, not as a mere future monarch, but as a beacon of something altogether novel. In this new age where division can often drown out harmony, Charlotte holds the potential to be a symbol of unity. Eyes yearning for togetherness turn toward her, a figure standing steadfast on a precipice between what was and what could be. With an innate ability to weave connections, to stitch together the torn seams of a monarchy bruised by its own history, she becomes a compass, restoring faith not only within the gilded gates of royalty, but among the people themselves. Her gestures, her words, fold into the collective consciousness, soothing, mending, promising what seems elusive unity. Amidst the unfolding tales of grandeur and infamy, lessons bloom in corners both bright and shadowed, equipping Charlotte with skills beyond protocol. The royal turbulence paves her path with wisdom, adaptability, resilience, and the rare grace to flourish amid storms. As the youngest inheritor of these lessons, she learns how to turn trials into stepping stones, to fortify the foundations upon which she will one day stand. The preparation is rigorous, but the lessons ensure she is not only ready to inherit a throne, but to redefine it. In the chronicles of tomorrow, how might Charlotte's story be etched upon the annals of time? In a world that stands both at the edge of possibility and ensnared by its past, her narrative might read as a testament to personal evolution. Each choice she makes, each path she forges, serves as an emblem of possibility, a reminder of the power of transformation. As the tapestry of her legacy begins to take shape, it becomes not just a story of royalty, but one of change, of triumph over inherited trials, of hope inexorably threaded through lineage and legacy. With her future undetermined and full of promise, the story of Buckingham Palace continues, as its legacy threads onward amidst the tides of time.